Is Dr. Moses Satralkar, Director Business Development and Partnership, Indus International School, Bangalore. He is a leadership and management professional in the field of international education for almost 15 years. He is also the Academic Dean and Associate Director at Global Challenges Forum Foundation, Switzerland, working in partnership with United Nations Institute of Training and Research for prompting youth leadership and sustainable development goals. He is on the IB Advisory Committee at Christ University. He is also the international representative of the Oral Roberts University, USA. Welcome to our symposium, sir.
Dr. Moses, thank you, sir, for joining us today. Good afternoon, sir. So, what is it that we can expect from a career counselor, and what is it that we have to accept that this is not them? I'm just trying to align, the expectation of students and parents with the concept of career counseling. So
good afternoon, Ms. and Aarti, and good afternoon, Mr. Chetan Sharma, Mr. Michael, ladies and gentlemen, my fellow panelists. Of course, what do we expect from a career counselor? Career counseling is now an inclusive part of education and schooling, that is high schooling. It is basically a collaborative dialogue that takes place on issues that drive career choices and subject combinations at higher education. And this is focused on students' success. So obviously the counselor then becomes a mentor, and it's as essential now in schools as teaching mathematics or sciences or English in a school, any school. It could be a prestigious international baccalaureate school, or it could be a regular school that has all the inclusive progressive aspects of what whole schooling is all about, one of which is, career counseling. So professional development of students happens once they get into career counseling, which is very structured today, I must mention, with psychometric tests and analysis and SWOT and strength finders and their ability, their talents and their inclination, their keen interests, and of course feedback from the counselor and the parent body and also their colleagues. It's all streamlined in such a way that then they move on to the next level where they make those choices and they find the best answers to very critical questions: what to study, where to study, how to make it happen. Apart from that, they also need to know which universities offer good programs that have scholarships, and what about these counseling programs. They go through a 3 to 2 or 3 to 4 year counseling program. Usually it's 2 years, 11th and 12th grade at high school level. And what happens is they make sure that their abilities, what is available in the market and what is affordable, is all streamlined and aligned, keeping in mind with the school's aspirations for them.
Dr. Moses, what is your expectations from the universities, sir?
Well, Ms. Aarti, thank you for that question, and I appreciate the comments from all the panelists. So obviously everybody is looking for the best fit and the best university for their wards, for their students, and each individual university is also looking for talent and bright prospective students that they can attract to their campuses. Now you see, when you come to the university structure, bridging the K-12 with the university structure is rather delicate alignment of sorts, because the universities have their own specializations in different curriculum programs. I mean, it could be a liberal arts university, or it could be a STEM university or engineering university. It could be based in India, it could be based anywhere overseas, and they have their own protocol, their eligibility criteria for the student to have a vertical articulation into getting admissions into a particular program. They have their own eligibility criteria. It could be entrance examinations or scholastic tests. So I would say, try and minimize the rigmarole of how admissions process is conducted. Yes, we know what kind of subject specializations you have. Everybody's open secret which university is good for what. So, I mean, individual students and their parents are quite well aware and astute as to which university really offers the best programs, and they're looking for that. And nowadays, there are great universities in India, great platforms to network with the universities. There are several exhibitions and fairs, and I encourage universities to come together in centralized fairs and participate. For example, the International Career Counseling Forum is a great opportunity or the British Council offers fairs. I mean, the American Council, they do a lot of work here. So they have exhibitions and fairs. So the universities offer a plethora of career streams to the students. They should go there along with their parents, participate in these seminars, virtual fairs nowadays because of mitigating circumstances. And they should pick the right university for the right course and then apply, keep the timelines. And the university should make sure that the pro forma and eligibility criteria is inclusive, friendly. Please do not charge prohibitively expensive fees, because gone are the days of those costings which are being appreciated. It's beleaguering for students to have such 4-year and 5-year courses, integrated programs having such high costs. So my wish list would be, keep your program subsidized, offer after their schooling, after their college and universities. Make sure that you have your placement options for them, OPT, optional practical training, whichever country it is. If it's any overseas country, make sure that the visa is provided for students who wish to stay back for study opportunities, because people invest a lot in going overseas. Some invest here in India. Make sure the university system, my wish list is that the university should assure the student after he completes 4 or 5 years of study, or 6 years, usually 3 and 2, 5 years of study, at least a job and placements with corporate sectors or any industry. So the university should take into consideration all these requirements and make sure that investment is going to transform the life and give that student a good career to work with.
Dr. Moses, if you could please go ahead and take a pledge and say, I pledge on edumate.tv, sir.
Absolutely. I pledge that equitable society, high quality, affordable education should be a must for all. And I appreciate the great efforts of the National Education Policy in capacity building of educational provision at K-12 and university sectors. Thank you, Edumate, for this program, and I express my solidarity always. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.